you know, it just gets the actual red velvet color that we're looking for, you know, that vibe. So it goes in now, and then the next I'm going to be adding will be the milk in about 2 additions as well. So I go in with it like this. You can see how it is changing already. Yeah. Good. There you have it. So at this point, before I add up the coffee, what I do is I don't beat in the coffee, I stir it in because I don't want it to get too tampered with if there's anything like that. So I always pour the coffee into the bowl of the red, and this is just simply because I want to make sure that I get out all the red as much as possible. It's not like anything. And what I do at that point is at the point I'm adding this, that's the same point I'm adding the additional white vinegar. So I will be pouring this in, but I wouldn't be using the mixer again until I pour the first batch of flour. So this goes in as well, which is the white vinegar. And so because I don't have my spatula in hand, so I just mix this manually. Note that I'm not turning on the mixer, I'm just trying to manually incorporate it all in, and that's it. And then I start adding the dry ingredients in 3 additions. So this is going to be the first addition. The first addition in no particular order really. Just make sure that it all goes in 3 times. So I mix this in. Okay, sorry. And the cocoa powder, I forgot to add that, but it's not too late. So what I'm just going to be doing is just going to be adding into the remaining ingredients that I have not added. So basically I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of the cocoa powder in this recipe, and that's that. So it's really nothing. Sift it all in the way I did earlier, making sure it's well incorporated, and I just go ahead to mix it in. This is also going to enhance the color to make it have like that slightly maroon color that it's supposed to have. Okay, so I've added the first batch of dry ingredients, so I'm going to be adding the second batch right now. And I will still have some left, so we keep going. And then the last batch is going in now. So at this point, what I'm just trying to do is to get everything well incorporated. As you see, look at the vibrant red color it has. And I will be turning it up very slightly or briefly to scrape the sides to make sure that every dry part is all well blended in. This is what it looks like. Okay, so give it a very quick mix again for the next like 10 seconds, and our batter is ready. So our batter is ready now. So what I will be doing at this point is to get this out. So then I set it aside, and at this point, and guys, don't forget to preheat your oven to the gas mark of 180 degrees before you start up this process, because basically the process is very straightforward. What takes a bit of time is how you measure it out. But once you are done measuring, what you need to do is make sure you preheat your oven, because your oven has to have a considerable amount of heat trapped in before you pop your cake in, to ensure that it gets that initial rise in it without having it not desirable. So the pans have been prepared prior to time, and necessarily don't always line my pans when it's my oil-based cakes, as long as I oil with the butter and then dust off with flour. So these are the 2 pans I'm going to be distributing the batter into. So this is a very ideal measurement or quantity if you want to work with slices, or if you want to work with, you know, layered cakes. You're conveniently going to have 2 cake pans from this batter. So this is what the result looks like. If you see closely, you see that we have no lumps inside of it. We have nothing inside. It is well smooth and well mixed in. And now I'll be pouring this in. Ideally, if I were to bake this for my clients, I always scale my cake batters to make sure they're very adequate. So I know that from previous experience, this one pan takes about 1,100 grams, and this pan takes the same quantity. So I'm just going to be eyeballing today, all right, because it's just for teaching purposes, and I would make sure that it's as evenly distributed as possible. So this is it right here.